It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
Well, we love our next guest. He's often here in the studio with us. And joining us now is the former New York governor, Governor Paterson. So great to have you here.
It's great to be on, and if I couldn't be there, I couldn't think of a better person to take my place than Rudy Washington.
Absolutely. That's my buddy. We're supposed to work together. What happened? You was going to make that happen.
Well,
wait, did he diss you?
Talk about that.
Oh.
Well, Governor, today is Juneteenth. And what is the real holiday for African Americans? Is it Juneteenth? Is it Martin Luther King's birthday? Or is it Abe Lincoln's birthday?
All above.
Well, I think it's thank you, Rudy.
How come you guys get 3 days? I get nothing.
Next question, John.
Isn't there a Greek Independence Day you celebrate too?
No.
Well, I tell you what, John. Go ahead, Dave.
What was interesting is that the federal troops that went into Galveston, Texas,
right,
on some day in June, and they've never really been able to verify which date it was. So that's why they came up with the name Juneteenth, and they were able to free the slaves. That particular army was not scheduled to go there, but when they heard about what was going on there, they decided themselves to go in and prevent anyone else in Galveston from holding slaves. So to me, it's really an American holiday because no matter who it was, if it was found out 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation that this was going on, I think we would all want it stopped. And so I think it's kind of like Columbus Day. It becomes the Italian holiday, but it really is the American holiday. And the same with St. Patrick's Day. So I think all Americans should laud what those federal troops did and how they were at least able to stop some of the antagonism that existed from the losers after the Civil War. And
the reason why it's Juneteenth is because English was a second language to the Africans, and they didn't pronounce June 19th straight. It came out as Juneteenth. And that's how the holiday got its name.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
New York One has been doing headlines.
Uh-oh.
That the black community...
Rudy's in trouble. Look, oh, no.
The black community hates Biden. But they hate Trump more. What say you guys?
Go, Patterson?
Governor, you and me?
I'll start. I think that the black community, and we're not speaking for a whole group of people, but I think there's been a feeling that President Biden has been kind of patronizing at times, gives these speeches about things that are going to happen, and then creates problems like the rate of inflation, and honestly has alienated a lot of African Americans who normally would vote Democratic. But when the choice becomes Donald Trump, they become pretty antagonized because Donald Trump really is not known for ever involving himself in anything that ever helped the community. Even when the other big real estate magnates in Manhattan were starting to give some of the minority companies opportunity, he never did that. And so, and then his rhetoric on top of it is, I think, anathema to how many in the black community, not all, but many feel. I will say that I think more people would be interested in supporting him in the community this year than probably in 2020.
Yeah, well, Governor, I'm sure you noticed that Trump was the first one to give grants to African-American universities. He funded them.
Rudy, you're absolutely right about that. And that was one thing that was amazing. The historically black colleges and universities had a number of events at the White House while he was president, and I cannot dispute that. It was really very helpful.
And I share your comments because I went through this with Rudy, and I was telling people, that Rudy would get 25% of the black vote in the second election, and he did. And I think what we're seeing now is a lot of people who are beginning to really read and think for themselves and not take the word of media on everything. So you're right. The majority, the former President Trump will not get the majority of the black vote. But I do think 25% is within reach.
Which is huge.
If he gets that, the election is over.
That's what I was going to say. That would seal his
next
presidency.
Issue. Governor Paterson, you endorsed Latimer, the Westchester County exec, against Congressman Bowman. But he's only 17 points ahead. And the election is next Tuesday. And the Socialist Democrats are panicking. What say you?
Well, John, it wasn't like I stayed up all night deciding which one of the candidates I wanted to endorse. And I endorsed Latimer long before these polls came out. And the reason is because Jamal Bowman was blessed with intelligence, was granted opportunity, was elected to Congress, and then for some reason, when he gets to Congress, becomes emboldened, thinks that no one can harm him, and makes all kinds of antagonistic comments and often little riddles that are really shielding what are really anti-Semitic viewpoints that I think he has. Either he himself is anti-Semitic or he's using it to stir up people who he knows are anti-Semitic.
He's the one that went to some people and wanted his picture taken with some Jewish people to prove he likes Jews?
Yeah, did you hear this? He texted a Jewish friend.
Some of his friends.
He texted a Jewish friend. Right. He texted a friend and said, could you send this picture?
Get me a few Jews in the picture.
Right, I need a picture with you and me together, you know.
Governor speaking.
When you're down 17 points, I guess you'll do just about anything. But the point is that a lot of his ilk, the progressives, they're all upset, and they're sounding the fire alarm that he may be done. And this time it's going to be a real fire, not the one that he set off at the Capitol.
Well, by the way, in case you people out there in listening audience, or maybe million people, he's the one that pulled the fire alarm to stop the vote in Congress.
He's the one who claimed he didn't until he got caught on camera doing it and then had to concede it.
Yeah, once it was on camera and it wasn't a phony camera.
Yeah, it wasn't a cheap
congressional camera.
No, right?
Excuse me. It's got to be a phony camera.
Yeah, it had to be a cheap fake, right?
Cheap fake.
Okay, we got to take a break. Anything else, Rudy or Governor?
I'm good.
No, John, looking forward to talking to you on Sunday and seeing you tomorrow night.
God bless you, and God bless America. And, hey, may we have peace and freedom for all people in our country. Thank you so much, guys.
Absolutely. How beautiful that we talked about Juneteenth. I love that. Beautiful.
Hey, it's Joe Piscopo. When you're looking for concrete materials for your next construction project, call Diamondback Ready Mix on Staten Island. This family-owned and operated business is the go-to supplier for concrete materials in New York, New Jersey, and the surrounding tri-state areas. My friends and experts from Diamondback Ready Mix are experts and fully licensed and insured in New York and in New Jersey to deliver ready-mix concrete to your job site. Give them a call today for more information at 718-650-5649, 718-650-5649.